Hey, what's going on, guys? Cobra7 here, back at it with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Edmonton Oilers and my predictions for the 2024-25 season. The Oilers had a strong showing last year. They didn't have the strongest start, but they made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. They fought through adversity. I am an Oilers fan, so I'm a bit devastated of the loss. But anyways, to the upcoming season, I think we have a very strong lineup going into this season. I think it's going to be another challenging season. You know, every season is a challenge, but I think we're a pretty strong team. So just going to pull up our lines here. So more or less on forwards, it looks pretty similar. I'm sure you guys have heard the news about, you know, our new pickups like Arvidsson and Jeff Skinner. But so top line is McDavid, Hyman, and Nugent Hopkins. Second line being Jeff Skinner, Leon Draisaitl, and Victor Arvidsson. Third line, Matthias Janmark, Adam Henrique, Connor Brown. And fourth line, Podkolzin, Derek Ryan, and Corey Perry. I think that's a little bit of an upgrade from last year. I am sad to lose Dylan Holloway, but that's just how nature goes. That's just how it works. But I think this is a pretty strong forward lineup. Oilers have had strong lineups in the past for their forwards, and I think Podkolzin is a good replacement for Holloway. Looking at the defensive side, this is the thing that might a little bit worry me. Matthias Ekholm and Bouchard, I'm fine with that. I think that's a great D pairing. Nurse and Emberson, I don't know much about Emberson, so it scares me a little bit. Nurse had a little, couple mishaps last year, so hopefully they are a strong pair together. And then Brett Kulak and Troy Stecher on the third D pairing. Troy Stecher, he's played in the NHL. Brett Kulak, again, played in the NHL. They've played for quite a bit, and I want to see them succeed, but I'm not sure how confident I feel in that pairing. First line power play unit, pretty much the same. Second is Henrique, Skinner, Arvidsson, Nurse, and Matthias Ekholm. That seems pretty fair. Penalty kill, Nugent Hopkins, Janmark, Kulak, and Ekholm. I'm alright with that. That's usual. That's good. The second is Connor Brown. Anyways, we just had a little bit of technical difficulties, but that second penalty kill unit, Connor Brown, Adam Henrique, Nurse, and Troy Stecher. I'm happy with that. I think that'll work well as long as Nurse and Stecher hold down the fort. Goalies, Stuart Skinner and Pickard is the same. Vander Kane is out, so he could be inserted into the lineup depending on if he gets in. So there's that. The second thing I do want to talk about is the questions on D. It is questionable having these, Emberson and Stecher come in. Nurse wasn't the greatest last year. Kulak, he could have been better. Everybody could have been better, but our first D pairing, I like it. Bouchard, Ekholm, that's great. Stecher and Emberson are the ones who worry me, so we'll see how that goes into the upcoming season. 3 injuries, so we basically already covered Evander Kane. Injuries wasn't a huge part last year, but it was something to note. Another thing we need for this season is a better start. Last year, it was not a good start, and I think it just fumbled the team. I think if we had a strong start, we would have played better hockey and been more consistently good, not always, giving up chances, but we still were a good hockey team last year. The next thing, Zach Hyman's speech after the Stanley Cup final loss. I mean, if you guys have seen it, and even if you haven't seen it, you gotta go watch it. It's touching, and I hope that, he is right, and we get back to the Stanley Cup final. Because we had a good group of guys, and I was faithful that we were going to win it, and Sadly, it didn't happen. Stan Bowman, our new GM, previously 3 Stanley Cups with the Chicago Blackhawks, 2010, 13, and 15. When I first heard this news, I was not the happiest. As the days have went on, I've grown on it. You got to remember, he was part of a leadership group to cover up a sexual assault situation. Now that I do not believe belongs in hockey, but nonetheless it happened. I think from what I've heard, he's learned, he's here to help out our team, and I hope nothing like that happens ever again. Other news, like, again, Holloway and Broberg, they're gone. Broberg was a good young defenseman. He's coming up well. Sad to see him go, but fortunately that's how it goes. CC gone. Desharnais gone. But that's just how the NHL goes. It's a business. It's not a game, really. And finally, my record predictions. So last year, the Oilers had a record of 49 wins, 27 losses, and 6 OT losses for a total of 104 points behind the Vancouver Canucks, who are in first place of the Pacific Division with 109 points. This year, my predictions is that the Oilers are going to be top of the division. They just seem very, very strong. You know what I mean? So I think we're going to hit the 107-point mark, which means we'd have 51 wins, 26 losses, and 5 OT losses. I think that's my prediction for the 2024-25 upcoming NHL season. I'll be talking a little bit more about Oilers and games and stuff like that in the future. But I would like to know what you guys think about what's going to happen to the Oilers in this upcoming season. But thanks for watching, and have a good day, everyone.